Happy college basketball rivalry week, everyone. We've got the best of what's happening. We're breaking down what's still to come. The Inferno starts right now. Hello and welcome to the Inferno. I'm your host, Madison Romine, and here with me today making up the panel is Allison Gargaro, Miles Todd, and Madeline Hyman. Tonight, the Arizona State Sun Devils host in-state rival Arizona Wildcats. U of A is currently ranked second in the nation with only one loss. Panel, what should we be looking for tonight?
When there's a duel in the desert, you can't forget about the defense. For ASU, a key player on the defensive side of the ball is Jordan Paczynski. He averages 9.1 rebounds a game and leads the Pac-12 in blocks this season. On the Wildcat side, Aaron Gordon averages 8 rebounds a game. But these two may seem like a mismatch. However, Gordon is only a freshman and will be a key player tonight as well in the future. Miles?
Well, on the offensive side, you got two J's for ASU. You got Jahi and Jermaine. You see, together they average around 34.6 points per game, and that's almost half of ASU average. So right there, that's the key right there for their offense. Nick Johnson for U of A, he averages 15.6 points per game and 2.6 assists. Now you think that's a low stat. However, U of A's got a lot of close games, so those 2-3 assists, 4-6 buckets, that's really helping them out.
Yeah,
Madison?
I think that if Jahi Carson is able to get on a roll and feed Jordan Paczynski, the Sun Devils have a chance to upset the team from the South. In their first meeting, the Wildcats had Brandon Ashley, who was able to help them with 30 minutes, but here, he's out for the season.
Right, and Jermaine Marshall didn't play in Tucson, so he should be really making a name for himself right now.
Madison?
Well, now that we've seen what ASU is going to do tonight, let's head on to our new segment, Heat on the Street. We sent out a team to ask the students of ASU this week's burning questions.
Welcome to the very first edition of Heat on the Street. I'm Joe Cortez here with Johnny Soto. It's rivalry week.
You got U of A coming into town taking on ASU. We are here at the Tempe campus. Let's see what the students have to say.
All right, Jacob, got a question. Could you describe U of A basketball in 3 words or less?
It's the worst.
Can I swear?
They're all right, but come on, they're really a joke.
Now, an ASU basketball player was named Pac-12 Player of the Week. Do you know who that was?
No.
Oh, the tall guy, the tallest guy. Is that
exactly.
it?
Guy's name?
I don't.
Jordan Paczynski?
Do you know how to spell his last name?
That? Who? Okay. BACH
SKI.
Yeah, got it. All right.
Big game this week. Who do you got?
ASU.
ASU.
Of course, ASU.
You think ASU has a shot?
I don't think they'll make a single shot.
Oh, ASU all the way. We're storming the court.
Looks like most of the students got ASU.
I think they all picked it.
I think they all did. And I got to agree with them. My man, Jahi Carson.
You went to high school with him.
I did. A fellow Mesa High Jackrabbit. Going to do work all over U of A. Who you got, Johnny?
Well, I got to agree with all the students. Why? Because we've only lost one home game the entire year, and that was against Washington during the winter break. So I'm picking ASU. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, ASU's women's basketball team has been hot all season and are currently ranked number 15 in the nation. Now, they head to number 6 Stanford tonight to start off a tough road trip. Deja Mann will have to lead the Sun Devils as she has been all season, averaging over 11 points a game to go along with over 3 rebounds. Sophie Brunner and Adrienne Thomas will also need to have big games to slow down the Cardinal. After Stanford, ASU will continue on to Berkeley to take on Cal on Sunday. Well, Rivalry Week 2014 has already been wild. Let's go to Angela Denogine for a recap of the action.
Thanks, Madison. Sophomore Marcus Smart of Oklahoma State has been suspended for 3 games after pushing a Texas Tech fan. The Cowboys have now lost 5 straight games, and Smart won't be returning until the 22nd for a home game against Texas Tech. The number 4 team in the nation, Wichita State, still holds the longest winning streak. The Shockers are now 26-0 after defeating Southern Illinois on Tuesday. Ron Baker was one of the top performers of the night with 19 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists. The Shockers won 78-67 and face Evansville this Sunday. Syracuse visited Pittsburgh on Tuesday, and as many of you heard, they had an incredible win. Pitt was up throughout the game, and with 4 seconds left, they had the lead 56-55. But never doubt the Orange. Tyler Ennis took care of the game in the last second with a beautiful 35-foot three-point shot. Madison?
Well, now that we know what's happened so far, let's check out who made a difference. Panel, who are this week's Players of the Week?
Thank you, Madison. My player of the week is from the #1 team in the country, Syracuse's Tyler Ennis. Though he's just a freshman, Tyler Ennis has been able to perform under pressure. In 2 games this week, he has combined for 19 points with 5 assists and 5 rebounds. But he was able to make 1 shot count. He single-handedly helped Syracuse stay undefeated. And this clutch 3 helped the Orange to beat Pitt. When the final buzzer rang, he broke the hearts of the Pitt faithful.
My player of the week is going to have to be Devin Marble from the Iowa Hawkeyes. Here, they play Michigan, and he has a lot of threes. You can see that he passes it, or gets passed to, and completes a juke and finger roll, and it's good. Not only he's good inside the paint, but outside as well, as he shoots this 3 and watches another from even farther. Man, he's got range. Marble knows that sharing is caring, as he assists to his teammate, and get ready, boom! He finishes off with 26 points, and they get the W, beating Michigan 85-67.
Right, he did really well, but I'm going to choose Adrian Payne, as he really brought on the pain, as he opens up the game with a nice pump fake, and what do you know, a slam. Not only can he get inside, but he shoots outside as well. As you see him nail a nice 3-pointer here. He was really hitting that 3-ball that night. He ended with 24 points, and at the end of the game, he had a nice game-tying 3-pointer. Unfortunately, they went on to lose that game when Trayvon Jackson hit a game-winning 2-pointer against him. But Adrian Payne really dominated them, grabbing 24 points and 4 boards.
Well, now that we know who made the plays, let's see what kind of impact they had on the standings. Let's go back to Angela.
Let's take a quick look at the nation's top 10 teams. The Orange stays undefeated and sits at the top with a record of 24-0. Florida follows in 3rd, and San Diego State ranks 5th with a record of 21-2. Villanova sits in 6th, Duke ranks in 8th, and Cincinnati closes the top 10 with 22-3.
Well, now it's time for everyone's favorite time of the week. It's Pick'em time. Now, this first game isn't until Tuesday, but Texas visiting Iowa State will be an interesting matchup. The #19 Longhorns will head to Ames to take on the #11 Cyclones, led by Melvin Edgum in his 19 points per game. Panel, who's coming out on top?
Though both teams are ranked, Iowa State Cyclones average around 5 points more than their opponent. So I gotta say, the Cyclones.
I'm also going to agree with that. I think she moved her body like a cyclone. You see, Iowa's got a little bit more offensive game than them. They got more assists. They got more points per game. They're going to have trouble with the rebounding, but Iowa's going to come out on top with this one.
I have to agree. I'm going to go with the Cyclones. And because they have home court advantage, that will definitely help. And Melvin Edgum against TCU got 48 points on his own. So I'm going to.
Well, on Sunday, #21 Wisconsin will face #15 Michigan. Technically, the Badgers' 20-5 record is better than the Wolverines, who sit at 18-6, but Michigan has home court advantage and a rabid fan base. How's this one going to end, guys?
Well, you see, the Badgers are going to come in on top. I mean, that's the closest I got, all right? We're just going to count that as a Badger head. Let's just forget about the body. I think the Wisconsin Badgers are going to win. You see, they're both pretty balanced teams. They're pretty evenly matched. If it comes down to it, they don't really have a superstar player, neither of them. So when it comes down to the final shot, if it does, I don't know who's going to take it, but I think that Wisconsin has a little bit better defensive game, so they're going to win.
I'm going to go with the Wolverines on this one. Wisconsin has lost to Ohio State and Michigan, whereas Michigan has beat Ohio State and Wisconsin. So I think they're going to come out.
Yeah, and as Madison said, they have a ravaged fan base. So I got to go with Michigan.
All right, and after beating the buzzer to knock off #25 Pitt, Syracuse is still undefeated and will go on the road to face NC State on Saturday. Guys, do the Orange have what it takes to stay undefeated?
Yes, they do. I'm going to go with Syracuse. They've had a really tough schedule compared to North Carolina State, who has a very light schedule, having lost to Mizzou and Duke.
Yeah, I think that this shouldn't even be a question. Syracuse undefeated, mediocre team in NC State.
Yep, I think Syracuse has no excuse. Thank you. No excuse for losing. You see, they're better offensively. They got better players. They got Cooney. They got Ennis. I think that no matter in every aspect of the game, I think Syracuse is just going to dominate NC State. So that's what I got.
Well, that's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Madison Romine, and this has been The Inferno.